Because we like to look at it this way. There's this door, yeah? And this door, it can be open, it can be closed.
Or it can be halfway.
Yeah, sure. Open, closed, halfway, that's right. Because we've told Boof it doesn't matter in this house. Boof, the door is always open.
Damn. Ah, damn.
Dad, where do babies come from?
What am I doing here? What am I doing? Playing supercars.
Now, as if life isn't embarrassing enough, someone, somewhere, decided it would be a good idea to talk about this stuff. Sorry, Dad.
Shut the door on your way out. Born in a tent.
Because this is just the kind of parents we are.
Ah, damn.
We don't care, like, how embarrassing it is for us, personally.
Your rude bits. You know, the birds and the bees.
Yeah, what she said, the birds and the bees, the rude bits. But we're going to take it on. We'll take it on.
You know the stuff I mean. Teenage health and tricky bit stuff. Why? They're embarrassed. We're embarrassed.
I mean, it's all about communication, isn't it?
Yes, that's what it's about, communication. Spot on.
Sorry, guys. Rather be surfing. These waves are unbelievable. This is huge. The whole ocean is sold its face. Even the fish have evacuated. The best in the world have come here today. And the best in the world have failed to measure up against this little guy.
Lockie, it's time we had to talk about teenage health and your tricky bits.
What? I said it's time we talked about, you know, it.
Mum, what are you doing?
I am respecting your personal privacy.
No, you're not.
Lockie, take the little green book, it's time.
I don't want the little green book.
You're going through puberty, Lockie, take the book.
Oh, Mum.
Every boy and girl begins to feel their body change.
Mum, can we leave puberty alone for 5 minutes?
We'd rather not talk about puberty right now, Mum.
Look, this isn't exactly easy for me, you know.
What is puberty anyway?
Philip, don't start her up again.
Lockie is embarrassed by his changing body.
No, I'm not.
Looks just the same to me.
Philip, well, you're supposed to be embarrassed. That's the whole point. Look, if you just read the book, you'd know what you're supposed to be embarrassed about.
Well, I'm not going to read it in here, Mum. Definitely not in front of Philip.
Philip, go and check on Blob. She's probably eating something.
It was the lounge last time I looked.
I'll put it under your pillow. Don't, for heaven's sake, let Philip see it.
Mum, you're a legend, Mum. You're the kind of parent most kids would dream of having.
Oh, Lockie.
No, Mum! No, Mum! 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 And look at these sports fans. Here's Lockie. So is this kid hot or what? And yes, here's his mum. And she's got the little green book. Whoa, too much information. Sorry, I'm not ready for this stuff. Overload. That's Cyril, the sheep, and my sister. Don't ask.
I've said to him, Cyril, you're not a lamb anymore. When are you going to stop this paddock wetting every night?
Week 2 at Angeles High. According to American teen movies, it's about now my classmates realise that behind this nerdish facade, I'm actually a freakishly talented basketball champion. trouble is, Buff and the guys don't watch many American teen movies.
Get in!
Oh, bum.
Are they still out there?
Yep.
Oh, bum.
The man said we were just standing there, with no intention of buying anything. Said we were never to come back.
Ever! Not a problem, pal. We're gonna be dead anyway. Can you live with that? Oh, bum.
So, you two best friends or something? I bet you play with your Barbie dolls together.
No, but you can borrow my sister's if you're interested.
So if you two ain't friends, you don't mind if I take Egghead here for a little chat down the alley, would ya?
Huh? Or you could just let us both go. See you later, Buff. See you later.
But then I checked out Buff and his pals and how tough they were. And then I heard myself mumbling something that sounded like, "No."
What was that, city boy? I can't hear you. Speak a little louder.
I said, "No. It doesn't worry me. We're not friends." Now I felt bad. Really bad. I felt really, really bad. Now I felt so bad, I couldn't think of anything else. Well, almost anything else.
Of course, we always like to talk things through as a family, don't we, Vicky? That way we get to pass on the benefits of our experience. And, as a family, we have discussed the Lockie Leonard issue at quite some length. And our advice to Vicky has been to wait for Lockie in some secluded lane or alleyway. And then kiss him.
Exactly. That's right.
Kiss him.
Just kiss him.
Kiss him.
The problem was, after 1 week, I still didn't really know anybody, except 4 surfers who wanted to kill me. A headbanger, who made me feel sick with guilt. And a girl I couldn't stop thinking about, but was too scared to talk to. Good start, Lockie.
What is wrong with you, Leonard?
You don't want to know, sir.
That's probably the only correct thing you'll say all day. Do you want to be here, Leonard?
I have to be here, sir. Like you, I imagine.
Son, if you want to imagine, you imagine all you want!
Having a spot of bother. 4 teachers have kicked you out of their classrooms, while others have complained about the whiff of Vegemite that seems to follow you around. Lachlan, right?
Lockie, sir.
And it's only week 2. I mean, congratulations, man. You are really building a reputation for yourself. Are you working to a plan, or...?
John East had seen that movie where the idealistic young teacher gets sent to a really tough school, where the students all look like they're 30 years old and a rap artist. And the other teachers are ex-Marines. And his girlfriend's like, "Ridge, why are you wasting your time on these kids?" And Ridge is like, "'Cause if I don't believe in them, nobody will."
Well, I'm only guessing here, but is lack of concentration an issue?
Sorry?
Nothing. You got trouble at home?
My brother wets the bed.
Huh. Yeah. You like being the class clown?
I just wanted to tell him this was all a big mistake. But these days, every time I opened my mouth, it came out dumb.
You any good at sports?
No, I hate sport.
Oh, you look fit enough. You must be doing something, right?
I surf.
Well, that's a sport.
Not for me, it's not.
What kind of board you got?
Idealistic teacher bonds with super tough student, and everybody goes, "Wow."
Can I go now, sir?
Go on. And Lockie, pull your head in.
Now, the one thing about John that did rather concern us always...
What? Apart from the impertinence?
And yes, all right, I suppose I have to accept some responsibility for this.
And the dumb insolence? The defiance?
John would insist on picking his nose in public. Goodness me, that jolly finger of his just about lived up his nose.
Guilt alert! Guilt! 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 Okay. I knew I couldn't go on any longer carrying this guilt around. If I ever wanted to live with myself again, there was something I had to do. Right here and right now.
Hello, Lockie Leonard.
Then again, it was only lunchtime. No rush. I had all afternoon to get to Egg.
Get your books out. Quiet. Let's at least look like we're trying to do some work here. A Midsummer Night's Dream, Act 2, Scene 1, page 37. Lockie Leonard. Perhaps you'd like to read for us. Top of the page in your own time.
Breasts and puberty, or a little before. Girls start to develop breasts. This is perfectly normal. In fact, boys kind of like the idea. Oh, Mum! Oh!
Puberty boy, puberty boy, puberty boy.
Here we go again. Another guided tour of the toilets.
Puberty boy, puberty boy.
Only this time, I deserve it. The full treatment.
So it goes another lonely day. You're saving time, but you're miles away.
I'd sold out the only person in town who'd been half decent to me. And for what? Wolf wasn't about to quit, and now Egg hated me too. I should have apologised when I had the chance. How's it going?
I'll never play the violin again, but that aside, doctors say I'll make a full recovery, eventually.
Good. Look,
Come to my place, play some music.
What sort of music?
Decibels, Goliath.
Heavy metal. Don't know them. Do they bite the heads off chickens?
Suppose you like the girl bands, eh?
Not to listen to. I'm into more of the alternative stuff, actually.
That'd be right. You're a real surfer.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant as a compliment.
Oh.
You coming? Walk this way.
Soon you'll see.
As you can see, my mum's into heavy metal as well.
Yo!
That's my mum.
Excuse me, your mum's welding.
Women can weld too, you know.
I knew that.
Mum, this is Lockie.
How's your tricky bits?
Excuse me?
I told Mum you got nutted in the surf the other day.
And the Vegemite.
Good, yeah. Okay. Fine, thank you. What's that you're building there, Mrs. Eggleston?
I don't build. This is art. Now, go away.
Excellent.
I call these ones Friends with Milk. And I call this one Autumn.
What's this one called?
It's called a canoe.
Does it float?
Are you crazy? I'm not getting in it.
It should float.
Mum was going through a phase, you know? This was her sport and recreation period.
Egg. There's no reason why this canoe couldn't float.
You know, Lockie, you're starting to worry me, okay?
Are these the paddles?
Yeah. Now leave it alone. We're here to listen to music.
Wow.
I've tried to recreate a kind of Black Sabbath / Seattle influence permagrunge.
You've succeeded. I was standing in the original heavy metal cave. And it ponged. Boy, did it pong. It ponged of old socks and lost undies. Sweaty underarms. And
it smells totally authentic, okay?
No. My little brother wets the bed, so it's kind of like our room. Just add we.
Anyway, it's parent-proof. They hate it.
Too cheery.
What kind of music you want to listen to?
Oh, you choose.
I think you like this one.
Sucked into the engines of a jumbo jet, and yet much worse. Hold on, where have I seen this guy before?
We have the Footy Tribe. Come, the Dockers!
Do you want to do something else?
If we suddenly break, will we split in half like a watermelon?
Yeah, probably.
Right, yeah, good. I was just worried, you know, thinking together. Cool.
See? No leaks. Egg, we have flotation. When your mum builds something, she wants it to last.
I can't, okay?
What are you so nervous about? You can't fall out.
What if it rolls over and you get trapped inside? That'd be so bad.
Egg, have you seen the size of this thing? You couldn't roll it over with a bulldozer.
I've got issues with sharks.
Mate, what sort of shark would try this on? It could double as an icebreaker.
I can't swim.
What?
I can't swim.
Everybody can swim.
Can they? All right, can they? Fine, good. You don't need to swim to play in Megadeth. When Jimmy Page went for an audition for Zeppelin, they didn't say, Jimmy, can you swim? No.
Well, it doesn't matter if you can't swim. It's the harbour. If you fall out, all you're going to do is scrape your knee.
Just in the shallow then. Promise?
Get in.
In the shallow, you promise?
Okay. Man, what are these things made out of?
Steel, I think.
That'd explain it. What do you reckon, the great outdoors?
People enjoy this, do they? Lockie, deep water wasn't a part of the agreement. Panicking now.
Egg, keep paddling.
Oops.
Oops. What do you mean, oops?
My paddles sunk like a brick. Just went down and down and down. Man, that was scary.
Oops. Where does oops come from?
We looked like two kids on a Scud missile that secretly wanted to be a combi van. I guess that Egg was probably having problems with his folks. But that was a door I was happy to leave closed for now.
Keep Yeah!
I like this guy. Okay, apart from his taste in music, that is. But we had strange things in common, like our dads both having totally random jobs. Mum reckons successful relationships are all about communication, talking and listening. But sometimes, making a good friend is just about laughing. Although, there was one little thing that needed to be said. Hey, Ed.
You rang, sir?
Sorry about this morning, at the fishing shop. Can we rewind and delete sort of thing?
No problem, pal.
Come on, then. Let's go. Straight ahead. Go, 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 go. Yes. That way. Go, go, go. Faster. Faster, Lockie. Come on, we're going to be all day. Yeah.
Wednesday's mathematics test is without question the defining moment of your school careers.
Okay, so this is interesting. What we're seeing here is my last moment of sanity.
For some of you, girls, Nirvana awaits, the land of milk and honey. I refer, of course, to Ms. Lovett's opportunity class for gifted high achievers.
Okay, start the clock.
As for the rest, I'm now referring to the lower forms of pond life who I fully expect to fail Wednesday's test. Mr. Leonard, why is my eye drawn so compellingly in your direction?
Here it comes. Watch Lockie's mouth part company with his brain.
Where do you sit on this?
Usually, sir, I prefer to sit on a chair.
Leonard, you must think me a very foolish old maths teacher indeed.
Yes, that's right, sir. Matter of fact, I do.
See, I'm my own worst enemy. But Old Squash was being really sarcastic. And Sarge hates sarcasm. I was defending his ideals.
There is a crime wave of the most deplorable kind on the streets of Angeles. And I give you fair warning. I intend to come down like the proverbial ton of bricks.
Wow.
Wow indeed, Lisa. This festering sore needs to be stamped on, and stamped on hard.
Sorry, what does?
Something you've suffered personally, Snowy.
Flatulence. Oh, no, I'm sorry, everybody.
No, Snowy, not... But I intend to launch a crackdown on the social evil known as sarcasm. The practice of taking the deeds and words of well-intentioned people and holding them up to ridicule.
Just think you're obstructing the footpath. Just the teeniest bit.
I am? No, hang on. I must be stupid. Why didn't I think of this before? I could pick up the shop with my bare hands and move it to a more convenient location.
That, Snowy, that is sarcasm.
Gee, there's a word for that, is there? I thought it was just my life.
Mum's been called in for a 3-way conference with Old Squasher. We're going to review my evil ways.
Well, it's better than being sent to the principal.
Mum was being totally supportive and kind and brave, which made me feel about 1,000,000 times worse.
It wasn't your choice to abandon your friends in the city and trek halfway across the state.
I'm okay.
Only to be thrust into an unfamiliar and alien environment. Arguably the most challenging moment of your life.
Mum, it's okay.
Whilst living in a hovel that's sinking day by day into a swamp. I'm sorry, Lockie. I failed you.
No, you haven't. I'm the one who needs to make it up to you.
Hello and welcome to Angeles High. My name's Vicky Street and I'm the hospitality monitor. Can I get you a cup of tea, perhaps?
Oh, thank you, Vicky. What I wouldn't give for a nice cup of tea.
A nice cup of tea? Mum's feeling down on herself and needs a nice cup of tea.
My pleasure. And let me just say, that is an exquisite pashmina you're wearing.
This old thing doesn't get very many compliments at home.
And then say nice things about the clothes. It's so simple. Why couldn't I think of that?
Oh, well, what would boys know anyway?
Exactly. Mr. Squasher, I want to say that I take full responsibility for the problems Lockie's going through at the moment. You see, my little one had croup the day that our parent effectiveness group tackled puberty, which meant that I leapt straight from peer group pressure to pimples. I mean, one of the other girls, Jenny Endicott, lent me her crib notes, but I still missed boys and their bodies. So I rushed out and I got this little green book.
Well, boys will be boys, as we can see very clearly from these diagrams. You mustn't blame yourself, Mrs. Leonard. Statistics show that girls are more proficient in maths than boys, not to mention superior reading ability, motor skills, emotional maturity, and attention to personal hygiene. Makes you wonder why we bother having boys.
Whoa! What's this thing about girls all of a sudden? Girls can do no wrong and boys are like a total waste of space. That isn't what I said, obviously.
Goodness me, isn't that fascinating?
I'm glad we've had this little chat, Mrs. Leonard. If Lockie does his best in Wednesday's maths test, I think I can be persuaded to call off the attack dogs.
Mr. Squasher, Lockie has never given me anything less than his best. Ever.
Mum, would you like a nice cup of tea?
What's the matter? Don't you feel well?
Better make me some sandwiches, Mum. May have to pull an all-nighter on the moon over 6.
Mum, instead of Philip and me, do you ever wish you had 2 more girls?
No. No, of course not. I have exactly the children I have always wanted.
You would have someone to talk to about pashminas and things.
Parents don't spend their whole lives obsessing about what they want. They live for their children. And all their children's little achievements, like you doing well in your maths test.
Action stations, Joy. When are you going to get to this laundry? This war-on sarcasm is taking a toll on my shirts. Wait, what on earth are you doing, boy? You're not going to get that out with water alone. Here. Use a cloth. In there. Scrub.
But Sarge gets to do everything he wants to do. His poetry, his war on sarcasm.
Well, I have those things too.
No, you don't. You have housework.
Oh, look, it's not just housework. I have silly things, like choosing a new wallpaper or wishing I had a new saucepan.
Those aren't silly things.
Yes, they are. Who in their right mind would hanker after a new saucepan, eh?
You miss out all the time. Last year for Christmas, I got you a pair of plastic gloves and a toilet brush.
But the colours were so cheerful. I love you boys. And I wouldn't have my life any other way. If you do well in your maths test, you will make me the happiest mum in the world.
Oh, nice one, Blob. Hey!
Now, how about those sandwiches, Mum?
I love you boys, and I wouldn't have my life any other way. That's what Mum would say. But I'd seen something she was missing.
Nothing I like more than sitting down with a nice cup of tea and having a good old chinwag about pashminas and bras.
I know, it's heaven. Some bras fasten at the front.
I know. And then there's others, they fasten at the back.
I mean, imagine if Blob had been my big sister instead of my baby sister.
Lockie, get out of here. I'm taking over the bathroom for the next 7 hours for a fashion makeover. I need to try on all my pashminas and bras. Hey, Blob, what's that you're eating? I know. It's so yum.
Would you say you live in a girly household or a macho, all-male type of a household?
Definitely a guy's. Farts and boiler suits, and that's just Mum. And your question is?
How Have you ever thought that it might have been nicer for your mum if you'd been born a girl?
No, Lockie, no. I've never thought of that. Ever. And I'm not sure I like what you're implying.
Hey, wait up. You don't have to get narky about it.
Excuse me, and your question is egg? Do you secretly wish you was a chick? No, baby, no, not this little rock star.
I'm just, like, asking if your mum, like, gets frustrated at having to live with, like, guys all the time.
Would Mum be happy if she wore the pants at home? Not a problem, girlfriend. Mum already wears the pants.
But, like, if there was one single thing that you could do that'd, like, make your mum feel, like, so much better, like, what would that be?
If I got a good mark in the test?
Why, Mr. Eggleston and Mr. Leonard, all fired up for tomorrow's total humiliation? Sorry, maths test.
You realise there have been a number of serious complaints regarding your reckless use of sarcasm.
Oh, sure. I'm so sorry.
Not. Take him back to his cell.
I'd pulled some women's magazines out of the library. They were full of handy hints about pashminas and bras.
So if we can photocopy a whole swag of these articles, I can engage with Mum one-on-one.
Oh boy.
What?
Oh boy.
What?
It's old Squash's maths test. With all the answers.
Show me. No, wait. No, we can't look at it. That's cheating.
I know we can't. That's cheating.
What are you doing?
Making a copy?
You can't do that. That's cheating.
I know it is.
What are you doing?
Another copy for you?
I don't want a copy. That's cheating.
This is like a gift from God. Which is like my dad's boss. Which means sometime in my life, I must have done something very, very good. And I didn't even know I did it.
No, Egg. You don't understand. We can't cheat in Squash's maths test. That's like crossing a line.
Lockie. Let's talk about that line for just one moment. This side of the line, good things, Nirvana, the land of milk and honey. Miss Lovett's opportunity class for gifted high achievers. This side of the line, old Squasher. This side of the line, good. This side of the line, very bad. Good. Bad. This side of the line, brainiac girls will fight to sit next to you.
Vicky Streeton, I know.
Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya.
This side of the line, mothers weeping with joy. This side of the line, brave smiles. I know you did your best, son.
Egg nailed it. A good result in the test would make Mum feel a heck of a lot better about everything. And right now, Mum needed all the help she could get.
How's your daughter developing? Crawling yet?
No.
Right, but she's rolling over, propping herself up, that kind of thing? You know, becoming increasingly active and aware.
No. She's a bit of a blob, really.
What's her name?
Blob. Barbara. No, her name's Barbara. We just call her Blob because she doesn't really do anything.
Is Barbara feeding well?
Oh, yes, can't stop her eating.
Oh, what does Barbara like to eat?
Her favourite? That would have to be the lino. She loves eating the lino. Sometimes the wallpaper, sofa. Well, she enjoys all the household furnishings, really.
Well, praise the Lord and hallelujah. That's something to be grateful for.
Do I get anything to eat? Or is that way too much trouble for everyone?
Okay, here's the situation. I'd brought the stupid bit of paper home with me, but so far, I hadn't been able to bring myself to look at it. Meanwhile, the rest of the family, knowing how pathetic I was at maths, were lining up to tell me that whatever happened, I wouldn't lose their respect.
You know, don't you, Lockie? My love for you
will never depend on some silly old maths test. And besides, what we know about boys and maths.
Maybe we should get the old Philip to give you a bit of last-minute coaching. I know he's 3 years younger and in primary school, but gee whiz, he knows how to make those figures fly.
I have better things to do than waste my time with a boy who is incapable of even grasping the simplest of mathematical concepts. Don't you have any desire to make use of your pitiful brain?
Philip, you know what happens to people who use sarcasm.
To cheat or not to cheat? This was the question being asked all across Angeles.
Yes, Jeff. Oh, just wondering how the sermon was going. You know, Sunday?
Well, since you asked, I think I might go a bit of Old Testament. You know, fire and brimstone, be sure your sin will find you out, kind of thing. Do the right thing, or you'll be afflicted with boils and eternal torment. You know, wrap up with a couple of gags and a song and get off.
That should turn a few lives around. Not.
Hey, Lockie. You know how I'm not real, but I know everything you think and do?
Yeah.
Well, I think that because you're a boy and boys always do really stupid things, like all the time, I think whatever you decide to do about the test, it's going to end up really horribly. And hurt Mum.
Gee, thanks, Bob.
And keep your hands off my lino.
Night, Lockie.
Night, Mum! Night, Sarge!
Night, Albert Einstein!
Good night, Mr. Squasher. Sleep well.
And you. Good night, Mrs. Eggleston.
Night, Mr. Squasher. Night, Philip.
Night, Mrs. Eggleston. Night, all.
Good
night, Philip.
Next morning, before school, I went for a surf. I've always found that when it's just you, alone, with the sky and the ocean, your problems are all diminished and the answers become crystal clear. Well, most of the time.
You really gonna cheat?
2 rides, we'll take it out of here. Fork in the road to the victors, the spoils. See luck? There's luck.
Hey, I understand about the line.
I've got the answer stuffed in my shoe. What about you?
Same.
This side of the line, Nirvana, the land of milk and honey. This side of the line, Old Squasher, 24/7.
I've always known that one day Lockie would do something that will make me the happiest mum in the world.
You may begin the mathematics test.
Now here's your milk, and here's your honey. You're just in time, Lockie. Today's show and tell, and we'll be looking at pashminas and our bras.
I did it! I cheated! We'll both get top marks.
Really? That's very good. Well done.
What?
I choked. Sorry, mate. I couldn't go through with it.
I only did it because you said you were going to do it.
Yeah, but you see, I'm in a tricky situation. My dad's the minister.
Well, my dad's the cop. You think that's any better news for me?
I stared temptation in the face and put it all behind me. I feel strangely cleansed.
These test results, I must say, are unusual, even extraordinary. And were it not for my long years of achievement as a teacher of the finest quality, I'd suggest they beggar belief. Leonard, stand and accept the praise that is your due for scoring
97%! Oh, Lockie, you've made me the happiest mum in the world. Oh, who needs girls when I've got a master mathematician, eh?
Good on, Mum. My pleasure.
This makes no sense. It defies all known logic.
What a hero. You don't think you're gonna get away with this, do you?
Mum, we have to talk. Now. Okay, so this is interesting. What we're seeing here is the worst moment of my life. Rock bottom, bar none.
Cling wrap over the toilet seat. Fair enough. I'll even accept wagging school at a pinch if the surf's up and the ocean's calling your name. But cheating, Lockie. That strikes at the very core of what this family believes in.
There's nothing I can say, Sarge.
We had a contract. An unwritten contract. You were my son. And I trusted you. Now I feel as if we've crossed a line.
No, Sarge, not the line again.
Is it us, Mum? Did we get things so terribly wrong?
No, guys, please. Don't blame yourselves. I just thought that if Mum thought I was good at maths, then it would make up for me not being a girl.
Oh, Lockie. I told you, I love the kids I have. The order in which they were born and the flaws they were each born with. Which, by the way, I accept full and total responsibility.
I'll make it up, I promise. Okay, if you don't want to see Lockie Leonard, aged 12 3/4, bawling his eyes out, I turn away now.
I know someone you need to make it up to, Lockie. Bid time.
Goodbye, Miss Lovett. Farewell, land of milk and honey and brainiac girls. It didn't take long for things to get back to normal. The next test, actually.
Eggleston and Leonard. May I be the first to offer both of you my heartiest commiserations as you fail, and fail abysmally. Indeed, I'm feeling misty-eyed with nostalgia. Quite like old times, Leonard.